Alright everybody, welcome back to Esports Roundup, where I recap this week in esports. This time I'm gonna do the show a little different. We're gonna start with our main stories and then we're gonna go into our tournament section. And I would say without much further ado, let's just get into it. Topic number 1, phase down. Listen, you probably heard about this, but at this point, if you follow the esports scene, yeah, there's been more layoffs at phase. Longtime members such as Blaze, who has been there for like over 9 years, have been laid off, have been let go. The verbiage that people use when they talk about it, it varies. Some people say kicked, some people say let go or whatever. All that really matters is that they're out of the organization, and this is obviously not because like there needed to be some sort of cleanse or some sort of purging, even though it might be framed that way. It's to save money, because esports winter is still here. People are still getting laid off left and right. People are cutting back. People are maybe realizing that, you know, you don't need that many people to run an esports org. Of course, in this case, it's like content creators and employees and like players. Kind of weird. Like usually when you think of layoffs, it is like staff members and all that sort of stuff. In this case, it's a variety of people. I believe it was 16 people in total, and yeah. So that's a tweet from FaZe Blaze on the left. On the right is the FaZe statement talking about which games they are going to remain in. It's a list of 12 games. Yeah. My thoughts on the situation: anytime you hear something from FaZe, it's bad. Like every time there's something comes out about FaZe, it's bad. It's either about like the culture, like the frat bro culture, whatever, like not being very welcoming to women or whatever. Then there's obviously the failed IPO. I mean, they did go public, that worked, but the stock is like in the dumpster, under $1. Like it's at 1/10 of $1. So that was a massive fail. Don't get me wrong. They got a great Counter-Strike team. I think they got a great signing in Spargo for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I recently learned that they were invested in Tekken, which I think is really cool. But I think FaZe might be a product of a bygone era. It's just not the same anymore. Like Call of Duty is not what it used to be. Esports has changed so much. The bro culture, all that stuff, the hype, the trick shots, the montages. It's all kind of a thing of a past, and FaZe is kind of clinging on. It's a different era now. They've stuck around. You can give them a lot of credit for adapting and surviving. I don't know if like maybe something needs to change fundamentally, or maybe they can just keep adapting. I'm not saying this is like the end of FaZe or whatever. They're probably still like one of the better orgs, one of the healthier orgs. Well, yeah, I don't know how long like FaZe can really still be a thing. I mean, they're not the player they used to be in the esports game, since a lot has changed. So, yeah, obviously layoffs suck, and I don't want anybody to get laid off. It's an unfortunate part of the business, and yeah, we're just on a bit of a downturn right now. What's up, Emerald Guardian Girl? Or Jada. I was supposed to call you Jada. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on to our next topic. We got pronouns in bio. It's about the organization Nouns, the DAO. If you want to know what a DAO is, there's a great video called like Line Goes Up, the problem with crypto and NFTs or something like that. Great video. I recommend watching it. It explains what DAOs are. I don't really know what they are. I don't really remember. It's something related to the blockchain. Anyhow, they got an esports division. They have a Dota team. They have a Counter-Strike team. They have 2 Smash Melee players signed. Aklo, who's been around for a pretty long time, and recently signed Cody Schwab, which I think is great. And yeah, they are continuing to expand, especially in the direction of Smash, because there's a new proposal. The way like the Dota team got made and everything else got made, like the esports division in general, is like they are kind of like a hive of some sort, and they make proposals, and it's like, hey, should we get a Dota team? Should we get into esports? Should we pick up a Counter-Strike team? Should we pick up a female Counter-Strike team? They get made as proposals, they get voted on, and if they pass, they do it, and if they don't pass, they don't do it. The most recent proposal is for hosting 3 Smash majors, the first one being tipped off, and then there's like the Nouns Showcase and the Nouns Invitational. That proposal is now live. The voting has not yet begun. It's proposed by PPD, I believe. You know, my goat. who brought North America its first TI championship, first and only TI championship. So I think that is super interesting to see what happens. Obviously, more funding for the Smash scene would be great. More money into majors. And listen, I'm not a big crypto fan. I'm not a big crypto guy. I'm pretty against the whole thing. But in terms of like the tier list of like where esports money comes from, I think it's sitting above the U.S. military and like Saudi blood money. So yeah, I overall I'd say I'm very positive on it, and I want the proposal to pass because I want to see Smash Melee in particular thrive. Okay, moving on to our sort of final story. It's gonna be a bit different today. We've got, what are we doing, man? Shopify Rebellion. You know, my favorite esports team, the Shopify Rebellion Dota team. After a disappointing ESL 1, Birmingham have decided to part ways with their position 4 player Theo Licor. And the reason I say is, what are we doing, man? Is like we're like halfway into the year at this point. Like TI's in October, and we're already making roster changes. Like the team did pretty well at Dream League. I think it got 4th or something, and it's like you have like one mediocre tournament and then one bad tournament, and all of a sudden it's time for roster changes. It's not only that, I mean, he was playing well. I think Theo Licor like did really good. He seemed to fit in well with the rest of the team. Obviously, there could be some behind the scenes stuff that I just don't know about, but like it's like it seems like the wrong move. Like I don't know if there's an upgrade available, like in terms of a free agent right now. I mean, obviously they must have thought long and hard about it, but personally, I can't really see it. And I don't know, I'm just really worried about Shopify because like it's not that every year it seems like, oh dude, this is gonna be the year, but like when they were playing well at Dream League, it's like, dude, this roster is different. They figured something out. They're playing so active and whatever, and now we're back at square one almost again. It's just kind of sad to see. Of course, I wish them the best. I hope they find someone that makes the team better and that I guess fits better or whatever. But I've got to be real. I'm pretty concerned. Okay, moving on to our final sort of story. This just came out. This tweet came out like a few. Yeah, like I guess an hour ago at this point. I just found it on my feed. I was like, oh dang, this kind of fits with the rest of our stuff. Let me go to browser. It is Team Liquid's newest merch drop. It's not live quite yet. It's gonna be live in an hour after like I'm done recording. And it's Star Wars Villains. I think it's super duper interesting. I think Team Liquid is like basically what every esports org should aspire to be in terms of their merge collaborations. Obviously, they have a big advantage, I'm just gonna say, in terms of like being close to Disney and like having access to various Disney IP. But they also collab with like Naruto and stuff, and that's not Disney. So yeah, if they can do it, I think other esports orgs should be able to. And I think what they have like on here is pretty phenomenal. We got the mouse mats, we got the mechanical keyboard sets, we got artisan keyboard sets, we got hats, we got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got everything. A lot of this stuff looks really good. I mean, listen, I got a problem, a retail addiction. So I do try to abstain as much as I can. But I gotta say, look, this my camera's in the way. I just gotta move it a bit. Like this TIE Pilot button up shirt looking mighty good. Like I don't know the prices yet. It's gonna be revealed once the drop actually goes live. But I'm gonna congratulate Team Liquid anyway on I think a great collaboration with Star Wars once again. This is like probably the 3rd or 4th they've done. So yeah. Super interesting stuff. Shout out to Team Liquid, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be moving on to our tournament section. This is gonna take a second to set up. What's up, Waluigi? Yes, sir. Now give me my OBS. Whoops, wrong thing. Uh-oh. Gotta change it real quick. There we go. My fault. Alright, I accidentally shared my YouTube analytics. You know, you hate to do it. Welcome to the tournament section of Esports Roundup. I guess this slide is kind of redundant since we changed the order. But yeah, let's follow up on ESL 1 Birmingham. We had Team Falcons win. Congratulations to Team Falcons. Crit made a pretty cool Instagram post / tweet where he's like, hey, 6 years later, still winning. Was it 6 years later? 6 years later, still winning ESL tournaments. Yeah, pretty cool. He's definitely come a long way. He's still succeeding. I mean, Team Falcons absolutely killing it. Moving on to ESL Pro League 19. Yes, 19. In Counter-Strike, we've got Group A, and you can see all the teams that qualified for the playoffs: Astralis, 3D Max, FaZe Clan, and Virtus Pro. Then we've got Group B. Vitality, Mongols, BetBoom, and G2 are qualified for the playoffs. And then, alright, we have Group C, which hasn't, like, completely shook out. But, Gamer Legion's qualified. Since Mouse and Liquid are in the upper bracket final, they both qualify. So they might as well be in here. They haven't played the upper bracket final yet. And then lower bracket final remains to be seen, kind of. We don't really have an idea who's going to qualify there yet. But, yeah. And then Group D, kind of the same situation. Actually, we Complexity and Navi are gonna qualify, and then one of Big and Heroic is gonna qualify, and then like the lower bracket's gonna have to be played out. But yeah, we should have like more than half of the teams like in the bracket. It hasn't been updated yet. It's probably only gonna get updated once everyone's qualified. But yeah, that's how ESL Pro League 19 looks right now. Alright, moving on to EVO Japan. We've had EVO Japan happen, and Minard won Street Fighter 6. Yes, Capcom Cup winner Minard also took home the gold in Street Fighter 6 for EVO Japan. I gotta look up his name again. Chikurin won Tekken 8. Tempest NYC won Guilty Gear Strive, and Show won Third Strike, Street Fighter Third Strike. Alright, and then finally, for our last story, we've had Solkey win Africa TV Star League Season 17. He beat Hero 4-3. Banger match. Yeah, congratulations to Solkey, and shout out to the Zerg faction in general. Alright, that'll do it. This is the first time I did the Esports Roundup this way, with the stories first and the tournament section after. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Alright, as always, I'm going to end stream, I'm going to get some coffee, and I'm going to go live with another Crab's Treasure. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a minute if you decide to come back. Bye!